comment was like, oh, even though they made this episode in like 2001 or something, if they were to make the scene now, that would cost them more money to do it by hand rather than do the 3D segment.
Yeah, or like hand draw, because 2D still exists. Obviously, it's that hand drawn is essentially dead at this point. Because 2D exists, but the thing is, you do it in Flash. You do it in I don't know what's the other software, Toon Boom.
Yeah, Toon Boom. GIMP.
No, GIMP isn't for animation.
It isn't?
Well, you do it with a program. You do it with you don't do frame by frame anymore. Like, I don't think anybody does frame by frame anymore because it's not profitable.
I know what you're getting at. Oh wait, why are you playing? Give me the controller.
It's your turn. Here's the penguins.
Hey, you fought the boss too. I was supposed to fight Ripperoo. Here. Wow!
I will say that, like, because I don't even think it's like controversial or anything to say that using something like Flash or Toon Boom is a lot easier than doing it hand drawn.
Some might say it doesn't look as good.
I'd say if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're deliberately being lazy or trying to save money, then it doesn't look as good.
I've seen great Flash animations.
Well, of course, that new Ninja Turtle show is done in Flash.
It is?
And it looks great, yeah.
Like, I know it can also be used as an escape to be lazy, because, remember when Seth MacFarlane said one episode of Family Guy takes a year and a half to make? I spun into him.
He had spikes.
Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog. This is Sonic's ass game.
Is that what it was? Sonic's ass?
It was Sonic's ass game.
It's fun. Is that reminiscent of in the third game, they named all the scientists Fucker and Motherfucker.
Interesting.
Whoa!
How am I supposed to dodge that? Who's gonna dodge that? Nobody! Not the first time!
Slide into him, don't spin.
Slide into him?
Okay, never mind then.
You failed me for the last time, Kenobi.
We'll see, have 20 lives.
Yeah.
I also say this game is very generous with its lives. Honestly, okay, you know what I think? You know what I say that these games are very much like?
What?
Like, these games are very, like, everyone
Hey, wait, isn't there like a thing up here?
No, you can't. Because
Okay.
you don't have the rig gun. Everyone likes to, like, because this is one of the first 3D platformers, obviously.
Right.
Well, not this one, Crash 1. But, the thing, like, more than being like Mario or Sonic, these games are like Donkey Kong Country.
As in they're hard but fair.
Yeah, well, and they have like these. It's very much more about the platforming.
I like how I cheese that.
Yeah, like it's more about the very tight. It's about the tight jumps and the different, like a Sonic. I say, would you say that Sonic is about the physics and momentum? 2D Sonic as a.
Yes, absolutely.
This game is very much more about like It's about like the tight jumps. It's about like making sure that you when to spin, when to slide, when
to win,
when to jump and everything. But that's very Donkey Kong Country. How you have to know when to roll, when to jump, when to like grab a barrel and everything. Like it has that rhythm. Like I'd say that these games have that too. So I'd say these games are more like Donkey Kong Country than they are like Mario or Sonic. Because there's not many games that are like 2D Sonic, I'd say. Like there's obviously that one. What is that? Freedom Planet.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. Freedom Planet.
Bubsy tried to be, but kind of didn't really do it nearly as well.
See, I tried to stop my momentum and let them go, but I guess this is just a gotta go fast type moment. Except for right there. Gotta go fast.
Was Freedom Planet any good?
People said it was, but the tone was all over the place.
Well,
Like the very first scene, you're watching like your dad or something, or the king get killed, and then the very next scene, the main character's like laughing and joking.
So it is Sonic.
Yahoo!
I don't know. There aren't too many good 2D platformers these days. I don't. People
What
say
about
that,
Tropical
I
Freeze?
was gonna say people say that that new ukulele game is good, but I don't know. I haven't played it. Maybe we'll pick it up sometime though. Tropical Freeze is good. Tropical Freeze is amazing, actually.
Come on, hit the punch.
Do you think? Okay, I don't know. This may be controversial because I have a lot of bad things to say about this series. We can But
What series?
Do you think Shantae is a platformer?
Yeah.
I'd say the earlier games were. I don't know about the newer games.
Pirate's Curse is a platformer, at least.
Yes, Pirate Curse is a platformer.
And that seems to be everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
How do I go about
Just spin.
this?
It'll fall and then you let it blow up on its own.
Will I be safe over here?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a lot of bad things to say about Shantae.
Oh, no.
I'm not a very big Shantae fan at all.
It's because you don't like Metroidvanias.
You're right. I don't. No, that's the thing. That's incorrect. Because I like Metroid and I like Castlevania. I like Symphony of the Night. I like Circle of the Moon. I like No, I don't like Rondo of Blood. I like Super Metroid. I like Metroid Zero Mission. I like Metroid Fusion.
We should play Metroid sometime. That'd be a long series, but we should play
Yeah.
Metroid. I've never played a single Metroid game.
Zero Mission is where I don't recommend you start. Zero Mission is very good until you beat the game and they make you play as Zero Suit Samus and it turns into a shitty stealth game. It's horrible.
You'd play Zero Suit Samus?
Yes.
But it's not good.
No, it's because it's essentially a stealth segment in a Metroidvania 2D.
I see.
Zero Mission's fun though. I like everything before that.
Zero Mission is just Metroid 1, but
Zero
on the
Mission
Game
is
Boy.
a remake of Metroid 1. And that's the thing. I know they're good. I just never have the. Maybe because they're too long. I don't know.
I'll do Barrett, because you played twice. I'll play this one double.
Maybe there's two. Maybe that's the thing.
Can you farm those 8 lives every time?
That's one and done.
Mm.
I like some. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other Castlevania games I like. I like
Anything over
Super
3?
Castlevania 4. That's a good one, but that's not a Castlevania. That's not a. What are those
That's
games?
not a Metroidvania.
What are those called when you don't call them Metroidvanias?
I couldn't tell you.
Are they just like exploration games?
I guess so.
Like action exploration games, I guess.
Yeah, I can't think of a term. I'm sure there's a term. Someone will tell us.
Yeah. I like most action adventure games, but I'm not a. Like I said, I like Symphony of the Night. I like Circle of the Moon. I like Super Metroid. I like Metroid Zero Mission. I like Metroid Fusion.
Jeez. Thank you, Polar. I'm glad you're clipping through the tiki. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I got the checkpoint or not.
Me neither. I thought you didn't get it actually. But the thing is, I have Hollow Knight, and I've tried to play through it a few times, and I can never get through like the first area or two.
Why do you suppose that is?
I don't know what it is.
Everyone says that game is amazing.
It is. It's really good. I think it has a really good art style. It has a really great atmosphere and a good aesthetic. And I think it controls really well too. But I don't know. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea.
You can go so fast.
It's very interesting to think about because, upon consideration, Dark Souls is essentially a Metroidvania. It's a 3D one.
Shoot. Is he barking?
Yeah.
That's kind of cute. So, Dark Souls, you just called it a Metroid. Wait! Oh, I forgot there was a break button.
Yeah.
How are you walking?
Who?
Polar, he was walking on the water.
It's alright.
What's the break? What's the break? What's the break? What is the break? Okay,
There
triangle. Y is the break button. Okay.
Is it?
No! I could have sworn there was a...
There isn't a break button. You just have to do this good.
Okay, I did it.
What? Blow up. It's pretty funny.
That's Mayor Lewis's purple shorts.
Classic. Can you Let's Play Stardew Valley?
Is that a game you can Let's Play?
I don't think so. I mean, people Let's Play like Animal Crossing and shit. Yeah, I called Castlevania a Metroidvania because it kind of is. It has exploration. It has...
Castlevania? You mean Dark Souls?
Yeah, did I say Castlevania?
Yeah, you said Castlevania.
Dark Souls is kind of like a Metroidvania.
Just gotta click. I gotta do it fast.
Great job, Crash. Crash is nothing.
Crash be like, bro, nothing.
Crash!
I keep expecting to hold down on the D-pad and slow down.
Look, he doesn't have any hands. I was gonna slow him down.
Who doesn't have hands?
Crash, he's not holding it at all.
Ah.
And he can speed up.
think the mark of a level. Yeah, I missed one. One, two, one. I think the mark of good game design is if you're gonna have a vehicle segment or an animal riding segment. If you're gonna have a segment where you aren't controlling the main character platforming, you have to ask yourself, without the vehicle, could the main character have just done this themselves?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if you were to put more enemies, I think Crash could have done that level himself.
Yeah.
But I can see what they were doing. And I thought I had fun, even though the controls were a bit wonky. But that was mostly on my end, because I was testing the game as I was actively trying to play it. Something we brought up earlier is games becoming not games.
Yeah, games focusing on giving you a sensation other than fun.
Yes, I was trying to bring up a topic because I know you're playing and it's hard for you to focus. So, games. I think games can be cinematic. Mother 3 is cinematic even though that's on Game Boy Advance. What's that? Secret? Like, Mother 3, that's an RPG, it's cinematic, and it's on Game Boy Advance, and I think it looks great. That is the best-looking Game Boy Advance game. You can fight me on that. But that's a game, and it's cinematic, but...
I'd say Wario Land 4 is also up there.
As in, it's cinematic?
No, not cinematic. The fact that it's one of the best-looking GBA games.
Oh, okay.
But off topic.
Yeah. Like, games can have story and also be fun. Like, I remember the first time I played Red Dead Redemption. I remember the first time I played Red Dead Redemption, and I was thinking, oh my god, this game is so fun, and it has great stories and compelling characters that I really care about. That's awesome. More games should be like this. I want to be able to have fun and care about the characters in the story. But it seems like modern games these days be like, okay, watch this game, you know?
Yeah.
And I can see why, because the Metal Gear games progressively became more story and not game, which is strange, because as they went on, the gameplay itself got loads better, but there's so little of it that you can't...
They didn't have to do as much. They could focus. They could... more is less, in the fact that quality-wise.
Hmm.
Well, it's like because short games, you don't have to design as many levels, you don't have to design as many challenges. Just, they can all be good.
But yeah, as the Metal Gear Solid series went on, the gameplay the gameplay did nothing but improve. But I know there's moments in Metal Gear Solid 4 where, like, you'll crawl around for maybe a couple seconds and then instantly there's another cutscene. So games can be games, but they can also be cinematic. So there should be... I can't think of any games that bridge a fine line other than maybe Mother 3.
Of being games and also being cinematic?
Yeah, maybe Earthbound, but I don't think... Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Would you say RPGs in general?
Not all of them.
Yeah, I know not all RPGs are fun. I don't like Final Fantasy 6 or 3 on Super Nintendo. That might be a controversial opinion, because
that's also a JRPG thing.
Everyone says, oh, Final Fantasy 6 is literally the best RPG ever made. I don't find it fun at all. Like, I don't think the combat's good. I don't care about the characters.
I mean, I don't like JRPGs in general.
But you give me Chrono Trigger or a game like Earthbound, and I'm like, wow, now this is some fine quality pasta. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're a Toriyama Drew, that's why you like it.
Also, because the game, you were there when we played. Okay. You was there when I played Chrono Trigger. We made Frog and Robo, some horrible little creatures.
Because Frog and Robo are fun characters.
They are. But that game has a fun and engaging battle system. It has engaging characters. I love the world design of that game. The music's badass. That whole game is great, but it's also a very well put together story. But those games are the only ones I can think of that are both compelling stories, but are also games. Like, if you're gonna...
You said Red Dead 1.
Yeah, Red Dead 1, Earthbound, and Chrono Trigger, and Mother 3. But other than those, none are coming off the top of my head. But how are you supposed to get that? Aren't you supposed to belly flop onto that box?
Yeah, but you're just supposed to be ahead of them.
Something else that comes to mind is Half-Life, because that is all gameplay.
No!
Because that game's all gameplay, but there's also a very compelling story.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's also a game. I feel like something you have to add into that criteria is that a story that's not optional. Because in Half-Life, the story is essentially optional. You can essentially blow past everything fucking Eli and Dr. Kleiner have to say. You don't have to listen to any of the scientists. You can just keep going. You don't have to listen to any of them, pretty much. Like, the story is essentially optional in that game. God damn it.
That's messing you up.
I'd say it's less optional in Half-Life 2.
Because the story in Half-Life 2 is definitely more involved.
But the problem is that because that game doesn't have cutscenes, like it's just one continuous gameplay, it's frustrating that it's not optional. Because there are just portions where you have to just stop and listen to characters talk while you run around and try and have fun. Like you're not allowed to
Crash.
Like you're just not allowed to have you're not allowed to move past the story. It's not optional on Half-Life 2. And since it's not a cutscene, it makes you think it's optional. Like you have control of the character, but you're not allowed. Like it's same in GoldenEye 007 on the N64, where it's
you're allowed to move.
You're in the perspective as if it was gameplay. It's not actually a cutscene, but you're not allowed to move. It's like it's frustrating at that point because it's a cutscene without being a cutscene. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
On Crash.
Do that one first. I think, I just think games should be able to, because at this point, Sony, they're making movies, which is ironic, because a lot of the movies Sony actually makes are bad,
Yeah.
except for Spider-Verse. That movie was great. So, that is strange to me. You're pouring all your great movie writers into your video games. Why not have those guys write your movies?
It's because, video game writing is a lot more tolerable in a video game. Oh, I got the gem.
Ooh. Ice physics messing you up, I see.
Like, I would say there's some games that just, like, their writing takes because it's a video game, but it wouldn't take at all because of if it was a movie.
Do you have any examples?
Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil in general. Like, Resident Evil 1 excluded because that game is goofy.
Mm-hmm.
But, the Resident Evil in general. I'd say Silent Hill even. There's just some stuff in Silent Hill where it's like, it takes it as a video game, and it's immersive, versus like a movie would be like, okay, that's stupid. I'm gonna do the evil deal.
What makes you say that?
It's just because it's more gamey. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're more accepting of people acting weird and people not doing what they're supposed to. No, come on, Crash. We'll do the funny face.
What funny face are you talking
He
about?
has a funny face. Hold on.
Is that all you wanted?
It's funny.
Wasted my time with this.
Like, okay, I think Half-Life is a better example, actually, of a game having gamey dialogue that wouldn't work in a movie. Like, you could never get away with, "No, I'm with the science team," in a movie. You could never get away with that. That way, because I mean, they don't even get away with that in the game because everyone makes fun of it.
No, I'm with the science team.
Like,
stop! No!
Like, I'd say the movie with the most video gamey writing is probably Revenge of the Sith.
You turned her against me.
I think Revenge of the Sith was a video game that everyone wouldn't be as harsh about the dialogue as they are.
Hello there.
Because it's a lot more gamey. It's like it's not super serious, but
Never heard the tragedy Darth Plagueis the Wise.
That'd be good. I'd say that Episode 3 has very video gamey dialogue. The prequels in general do.
Hold on a second. We're smarter than this. How did we let this happen?
Would you say that this whole operation was your idea in the first place?
What? What?
That's pretty funny.
Did you just clip through that?
No, it's alright.
Okay. That's a cool trick, Crash.
Ooh! Okay. Got him.
You want Crash in Smash Brothers, huh?
Yes.
What is your reasoning?
Look at him.
You think he belongs in Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Was he even in Sony All-Stars?
Nope. Because they didn't have the rights to him. They don't have. It's not a Sony game. Who owns them? Universal.
I don't know who owns Crash.
Like, I know his current developer is Vicarious Visions.
Vicarious Visions.
It's alright.
Is he playing a didgeridoo?
It does not matter. Yeah.
You keep the gem? Oh, cool. Neat.
Okay.
Is that a robot rat?
Spikes.
With spikes. Thank you, Dr. Neocortex. So, thinking about this game's story, the whole thing is, oh, he can't get the gems himself, so he's asking Crash to do it, right?
Yeah, he essentially is asking Crash to do his dirty work, so to do all this stuff.
So, what are these facilities?
This is a sewer.
Okay, does Cortex own this sewer? Did
Okay,
Cortex
ouch.
build this sewer?
Yeah.
Why are there robot rats? Because Cortex built it?
Probably.
So why is he having Crash run through his own facilities where gems are being kept?
I don't know.
Why is he trying to kill Crash while having him also get the gems for him?
I guess the implication... I don't know. We obviously skipped the story. But, I guess if I had to try and rationalize it anyway, I guess he'd say that, Embryo is plotting against him. But that plotline about him tricking Crash into helping doesn't last long anyways. Because Coco Bandicoot is his sister, because they wrote Tana out because she was too sexual. She said that Cortex is, like, just using him.